and welcome to my channel. My name is Cecilia. I'm an illustrator and designer. So today I'm going to review this Pentel Pocket Brush. They say it's waterproof, so I'm going to test it out and see if it's good. Okay, so I will see you in my table where I will test the pen. Okay, bye. So welcome to the table. And here I have the Pentel Pocket Brush and some cartridges. I bought them both from a supplier on eBay. It cost me around 13 euros. Was the cheaper I found. And I got 6 cartridges. So yeah, it was a good deal for me. So I'm speeding up so the opening process, because I don't want to bore you with just opening this. So I'm just going then to test it out, some strokes on my sketchbook. There is a really smooth paper. It has a really fine brush tip, as I'm going to show you if it focuses. There, really fine tip. Really smooth also, really smooth brush. So now I'm just inserting the ink and we'll wait for it to flow to the brush tip. So yeah, just waiting for it to flow. It takes just a few seconds before the pen is ready. As you can see, it's already flowing. The ink is already in the white fibers of the brush. And soon it will be ready for testing. So I'm just going to see. I'm anxious to test it out, so I don't want to wait. So I'm trying to push the ink out. Oh, stop it. See, I want to rush everything. So there. I think it's ready. So I'm just drawing straight lines to test out the thickness of the brush. You can go to fine lines to really big chunky lines. I think it's a nice brush, but it needs practice so we can get the end result we want. Yeah, I guess. So you can go to really fine lines to really chunky big lines. What is that? Oh, I'm drawing a star. So I think to use this, you need really to practice a little bit so you can get the feeling. Oh, now I'm drawing a zigzag line. Just to get the feeling of it, and it really flows really nice in the paper. But as I was saying, it needs practice, because you can go to fine and thick in amount of seconds, so it can ruin what you are drawing if you don't place it right. So yes, be careful with this brush because it's black, and if you ruin it, well, there's no going back. So now I'm just randomly drawing and see what kind of flow and lines I can make. Oh, and yes, I'm going to draw an eye. So what I think is, well, it's a tool and in its practice, right? uh, Tell me, what do you guys think about this Pentel Pocket Brush? Have you used it? How you use it? Do you like it? I like it because it's a black brush and it's waterproof, so I can do different things with this brush. Oh, I just draw a cute little nose. And I guess I'm going for the mouth. So I'm just going to quick sketch out something so I can test out the brush in an artwork, I guess. What will it be? I don't know. I guessing a fairy or a mermaid or something like that. So I will be testing out on this paper by Canson mixed media, 200 grams. Also, I'm used to do it in A5 and this time I'm going to use A4 sheet. So yes, now I'm going to test out my mermaid with the Pentel Pocket Brush and do the outlines of it all, and then I will let it dry for about 1 hour because it's what we should let it dry for. It says so in Japanese, so so remember, 1 hour before you can go crazy and put water in it. Sometimes we rush things and then we get a blob of black ink with watercolor. So I really like using this, and it was quite nice and flexible, but I need to practice because it's a brush pen and it goes fine to thick very fast. I'm scared for the eyes, oh my god. I love drawing the eyes. And the nose and the mouth, and it's ready. See? So here is my artwork in black, and yeah, it's pretty nice. Now we just have to wait 1 hour so that I can paint it with watercolors. Also, I did this little one before, that big one, to test out the pen, and now I'm going to watercolor it too. It dried already, so I'm just going to use some colors and give it some life. So let's test out the waterproof of this pen. And yes, I guess it is really waterproof. As you can see, I put many inks on it and it doesn't bleed out to the watercolors, which is great. If you're into this type of artwork where you do the lining in black and then you want to watercolor it, this pen is perfect for that. If you want to have a more like brush feeling than the microns and those kind of pens that are also watercolor proof. But this one really works well and it really ends up with a nice result. I hope I'm not boring you with my speed paintings. See? So here it is, I'm showing you the girl in the weeds. So now into the bigger artwork. Let's see how it turns out. And hopefully the black won't bleed into my watercolors. So as you can see, this is a mermaid with a braid onto one side. Also, it has that triangle earring that symbolizes the water element, if you're guessing. So this is my first time painting this big. I usually paint in A5. So yeah, I guess I have a lot of space to do the shades and lightning. So I went for a kind of pearl-shint skin tone with different kind of colors like blue and purple, like a creature skin, I guess, a mermaid skin with these colors. Yes, and for the hair, I went for emerald kind of green. As you can see, I made a little doodle to test out the colors that I'm going to put on my final artwork. And yeah, I like to do the little doodles or swatches, as you may call it, to see how the colors go together. Because when I make a drawing, then I look at it and I imagine the colors that I would use in each of every thing. Like the eyes are one color, the mouth are one color, how the color of the hair. So I see it in my mind. Then I go and choose the colors that I see and make a little doodle for the artwork. If I like what I see, I will use them. If I don't, then I will make another one. Sometimes you have to plan out the colors that you're going to use for your artwork. I like to do it like that. I like to plan out the colors that I'm going to use and see if they go together, if they like each other, if they don't look so awful together. And I tend to like greens and purples mixed together. I think it's two beautiful colors. So that's just how I do things. And at this time I'm pretty finished with painting this piece. As you can see, the black didn't bleed out into my watercolors. I'm really happy about that. So I'm going to talk just a little bit about this brush. It really is a fine quality brush. If you want the lines to be more expressive and in your artwork, it's a nice brush. It has a really black matte finish when it dries out. Don't forget to let it dry 1 hour, and then you can apply the watercolors. Yeah, it's a really good brush, and it's great quality, so it's a great tool to use in this type of work, or any work you want to use this type of brush tool in your artwork. I'm not gonna say it's easy because it isn't, and it is a little bit of practice, I guess. Um, that's just my opinion. So go crazy and use this brush in every way you want. So as you can see, this is my finished artwork. Not quite finished. It still misses the highlights. But yeah, um, as you can see, no bleeding from the pen to my watercolors, which is great. So yeah, really happy with this pen. Also, I will be doing the highlights and having some dots and testing out a new product in my next video with the Deleter White 2, which also says that it is waterproof. So I'm going to test it out on this artwork of my mermaid with the highlights from Deleter 2 White. Hopefully it's waterproof and it works out great. So I will be seeing you in the next video. Bye!